Wisdom is repeating the same lesson you need over and over till it finally sticks. And I think that's hilariously true in so many senses, because I know personally I've learned so many valuable lessons in life where I've said, yes, I've got it. I'm never making that mistake again. I've got it down, only to make that mistake one more time and then learn the same lesson over till eventually it sticks in our brain finally for that last time, and then it stays forever. And it's kind of funny, as I was thinking about it, it's like that's when there's a term like you wise up to it, right? So I think it actually kind of comes together with that definition. We finally wise up where we don't need to learn the lesson again. It finally sticks. The reason I like this, and it's played a really huge role in my life, is why I love doing podcasts and hearing different stories from people. It's some of these people have incredible stories of their life, and it's such an individual tale. But when you think of it, like the framework of it, the lesson they learned is not something that you might have not heard before. There's an arc to the story of overcoming obstacles, of battling against the odds, all those things. So you might have heard a similar story before, but it doesn't dilute it one bit. Because I think repetition is a huge part of mastery. We do that in training. We do it in routine practices. We do it in studying. It's like repeating it over and over again so you just learn it and you get it down. I think that's a huge part of it. And the more you dive into these stories, while they might be similar and you might have learned a piece of it before, it just cements that lesson down. So it just creates another layer in the foundation. And eventually you've got it down. And when you hear another story about it, it just only facilitates it even more. And that's one of the reasons why I've really gotten into the habit this year of rereading books that have made a big impact on me. Rather than diving into a lot of new stuff that's out, I've been going back into books that I've read before that have made an impact on me. Some that I've only read maybe once or maybe twice through, and I'm seeing like, what am I going to get out of this one going forward again? I know there's great wisdom in it, but it's kind of like rewatching a movie that you love again. You always pick up new things when you watch it again. It's the same thing with books. So a couple of podcasts ago, I did like the 5 best books under 175 pages that I've read. And one of them is Mindset Matters Most by Brian Grasso. And I just picked this up recently last week and just wanted to dive into it because I felt like there's some stuff in here that I just want to reconnect with, reignite with. And for many reasons. One, Brian's become a really great friend of mine and a great mentor over the time he's been on the podcast numerous times, him and both his wife, Carrie, with their work. And the way that he articulates messages just has always resonated with me a lot. So I'm like, let me see what's going on here. And it took about 30 pages to have this line pop back up with me. And I just stopped and started writing from there. And I wanted to share with you here. It's success and happiness are not about learning how to be successful and happy. They're about releasing from all the reasons you're not. So I've spoken at nauseum about the principle of recovery before discovery in aiming for mastery in your strength. It's part of the 4 pillars of training that I do with my specific clients. And the main point behind it is that before we start adding things into our life that try to make us happy, it's a better situation, it's a better strategy to eliminate all the things that are making us unhappy first. Strip away the excess, the things that our lower self loves, but it's taking away from the time with our higher self. And the more you do this, the more you repeat this over and over again, when this becomes the default state of mind, the faster you'll be able to stay focused on the things that really bring you the most impact, they bring you the most value, and they also bring you the most joy. I see this in so many areas of strength. Physically, that's why I do things like hardstyle kettlebell training. I've done things with barbell, with body weight strength techniques. That's why so many people have gone to these modalities, because you strip away all of the bullshit that you really don't need to do and just go into the total body, full motion exercise that give you the most bang for your buck. That is a piece of elimination. It is focusing on just the really good things, the great things that you're doing, strip away all the things that are mediocre.